Hey guys, I don't really make YouTube videos anymore, but when I do long questions like this, I do like to make videos. That way if people have the same questions, I can refer them to go to this video and then they can get their answers there. How did you get your period back? Well, I actually never got my period back. I went off birth control once me and Nate got married when we got back from our honeymoon, and after a year of not being able to conceive, I went to my doctor and she finally said, we'll do some blood work, see what's going on, and go from there, because she said we couldn't worry until it had been a year that I didn't have my period. But I was having periods while on birth control, because when you're on birth control, they'll make you have periods, because that's like your body withdrawing that week that you don't take the pill, that's your body withdrawing from not having the birth control. It's not that I was eating too little or working out too much, because I didn't change my workouts. I didn't really change my eating. I went over this with my doctor and everything, and she agreed that those wouldn't be causes for me to not have my period. It's not like I was eating low calorie, and it's not like I was working out extreme. So I didn't change any of that. But then I went for my lab work in July last year, and when the results came back, I was pregnant. So don't really know what happened. The only thing she can say is I either that first egg that I dropped, I got pregnant on it, or I was ovulating without being pregnant. So I'm gonna keep that short. So yeah, I never got my period back. After I had Lucas, you have very, very heavy bleeding for a little bit. Mine was like a regular period for about 2 weeks, and then I kind of went back to normal. I'm on the pill again now, so my periods have actually went back to what they used to be, which are like 4 days, super light. So we will see what happens next time we try to conceive. Motivation to work out while pregnant. Motivation was I knew it would make postpartum way easier. I knew it would make delivery way easier, and I would just do what I could. First trimester, I was super exhausted, so I would take like 2 rest days a week because I was so tired. Do not feel bad for taking extra rest days. Your body needs it. But yeah, I just kept telling myself, like, you're gonna really be glad you did this. You're gonna be really happy. It's gonna make delivery so easy. And it definitely did. That would be my best advice to anybody, is work out. Do what you can, whether it's just walking or something. I did a lot of walking my 3rd trimester. But yeah, I lifted weights all through my pregnancy. I did HIIT workouts all through my pregnancy. So just know it will make a huge difference for delivery and postpartum. Pelvic floor strengthening. Do Kegels, like when you're going to the bathroom, when you pee, pause your pee like 3 times. I used to do that a lot. I did it postpartum too. Hip thrusters are really good, really anything on your back where you're lifting your hips. Kegels are just my biggest advice for that. Just even when you're sitting, while I was nursing, I would be, contracting my pelvic floor. I just would do it anytime I thought about it. I would aim to do like 20 reps for 3 sets while I was breastfeeding. So, you just work your way up to it and just kind of keep going at it. Are jump movements like burpees safe while pregnant? I took out burpees and planks after my 1st trimester, just because when I would do a plank, I could feel my core feel a little different, and I didn't like that. And your abs do separate when you get pregnant because your belly's expanding. So I just felt like that was kind of wrong to be putting that much pressure down there. So I would do planks on my knees. But yeah, after the 1st trimester, I did not do burpees or planks, just for that fact that it felt weird on my core. Breastfeeding, did it prevent me from toning, or did it help me lose weight? I don't really know. This can kind of wrap up a few questions in one. I breastfed Lucas till he was 8 weeks old, exclusively just breastfeeding. But once I had to go back to work, I had to give formula, because I would pump literally like 5 hours a day altogether and only get maybe 2 ounces max. So there was no way I was going to be able to pump and have breast milk ready for him to eat while I was at work. I didn't even have any bottles for him prepared for when I went back to work. So there was just no way that was going to work. I was getting stressed out about it, so we switched to formula, and then I was still nursing him at night when I got home. I just slowly eliminated my daily nursings. Every 3 days I would take one out before I went back to work until I wasn't nursing him at all during the day, and then I was just nursing him at night. But the little booger started sleeping through the night at 2 months, so he was strictly formula after that. So really, I can't tell you if it helped me lose weight or not, because it was only 8 weeks. I gained 30 pounds altogether while pregnant, and I dropped 20 2 days after having him, and then just kind of held on to that 10 for a little bit. So I think everybody's different. It really just depends. I don't think it'll prevent you from toning. There are plenty of toned mamas out there who still breastfeed. I mean, I'm sure it does help with weight loss a little bit because you are burning more calories because you're making milk, but you also are starving all the time. So you're eating all the time because you're just so hungry. When did I start core workouts? I started regular core workouts after my 6-week okay, but before that, I was still just keeping in mind that my core was still a little bit separated, so I wasn't doing any crunches, and I still wasn't doing planks. I didn't start planks back up till I was like 6 weeks postpartum. I wasn't doing any double leg lifts or anything like that. Still basically the pregnancy safe core moves I was doing until I got my 6-week clearance. I did not start any workouts though until I was 4 weeks postpartum, which then just started to be light walks. I did start doing some of Jillian Michaels. She has a Mommy Fit DVD. I would do those, very modified though, not the full actual workouts. I would modify a lot with those. But basically just took it easy. I'd either go for a walk for a day or I would do the Jillian Michaels. There is a core workout on YouTube for diastasis recti, like to prevent it or treat it or whatever. I'll leave that in the link below so you guys can check that out. But yeah, I didn't start any regular core moves until I got my 6-week okay, and even then I still didn't do like double leg lifts. I was probably like 8 or 10 weeks postpartum, just because I wanted to give my core that time to come back together. My top 3 baby must-haves. This one's kind of fun. So definitely a swing, like a regular swing, because I got a Mamaroo and Lucas would just sit in it. He never fell asleep. So a swing is absolutely perfect. He slept in that for hours. My second one would be an arms reach co-sleeper. I was debating about getting the Halo bassinet. I'm so glad I didn't. The arms reach is absolutely perfect. It's like basically the size of a pack and play, but it's level with your mattress and the whole side's open. So he's basically like in bed with you, but in his own little bed. So all you have to do is roll over and he's right there. So absolutely love it. He still sleeps in it now. He'll probably sleep in it till he can like actually sit up, because then when he can sit up, he'll be like sitting with the edges of the thing so he could fall out. So once he can do that, we'll probably have to put him in his crib. My third one would probably have to be, it's kind of hard because I like the bamboo seats because those just kind of help him sit, and he loves to sit in it. So probably a bamboo seat or a boppy pillow, because he does eat on the boppy pillow a lot, especially when I'm spoon feeding him. He'll sit in the boppy pillow so I can spoon feed him. What I ate while pregnant. I basically ate the same exact way I eat now. I probably ate a little bit more carbs and stuff just because you are growing a human, and so you are tending to be hungry. First trimester, eat what your body wants. Like I would get up and literally eat a box of those Good Thins. Like I would eat the whole box for breakfast because I was just starving. So that's what I would eat for breakfast, was just a whole box of Good Thins. So just kind of listen to your body, what it wants. But yeah, I basically eat how I eat now. Just probably added like another 50 grams of carbs and another 20 grams of protein into my diet. I don't track, so I'm just guesstimating there. But yeah, pounds, adding up really quickly. Don't worry about your weight while pregnant. I gained 15 pounds my first trimester, and so that's more than a pound a week. And then it still kind of kept going up. My doctor never seemed concerned. So I gained 30 pounds my whole pregnancy. Usually if you gain really fast in the first and second trimester, your third one you'll slow down a lot, which I did. I didn't really gain that much in my third trimester. So don't worry about the weight at all. Once that baby's out and the placenta's out and everything, you will drop the weight. So don't worry about it. Heart rate while pregnant. I definitely still got my heart rate up while pregnant. My doctor said since that was how I was working out previously, my body's used to it, so it's perfectly fine. I was still getting my heart rate into the 180s, 190s while pregnant, and honestly, I think that helped with delivery 100%. Because the whole time I was in labor, Lucas never got stressed out because they watch your heart rate and the baby's heart rate. His was always like fine, perfectly fine, normal. They're like, we don't know, like usually babies get stressed out because they're birthing, they're coming into the world. They're like, but he's just completely chill. And it's because he was used to me getting my heart rate up. So he's just like, oh, mom must be working out or something. This is no big deal. So it actually helps the baby too, because it just kind of lets them, you know, not get stressed out during labor and delivery. So it was not a stressful event for Lucas. He just, you know, came out carefree. So My doctor told me it was perfectly fine. Definitely check with your doctors. I know everyone's different. If you don't do high intensity before pregnancy, I would not recommend doing it while pregnant either, because when you do get your heart rate up, your core temperature increases, which isn't good, so you gotta pay attention to those kinds of things. I did work out in sports bras a lot just to make sure that my core temperature didn't increase too much.